Chapter 10, Lesson 3, we're continuing multiplying fractions. This time we're going to be multiplying mixed numbers. So they've already practiced changing a mixed number to an improper fraction. They did this, I believe, back in September. So how you do that is you multiply the denominator times the whole number plus the numerator. So you go around in a circle counterclockwise or clockwise. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. And your denominator stays the same. So you have 7/4. So when we have a mixed number, that is what we're doing before we can multiply it with another fraction. For example, we have 4/5 times 1 2/3. So before we can do this, we have to change the mixed number to an improper fraction. So 1 times 3 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. Your denominator stays the same. Now you can go ahead and multiply. 4 times 5 is 20. 5 times 3 is 15. Then you're going to change your improper fraction to a mixed number, just like you did in Lesson 2 and just like you did back in Chapter 2. So 15 goes into 20 one time. 20 minus 15 is 5. So 5 will be your numerator. Your denominator stays the same, so it's 15. But then you have to reduce. So 5 divided by 5 equals 1. And 15 divided by 5 equals 3. So your answer would be 1 1/3. So all they're doing is changing the mixed number to an improper fraction, multiplying, then changing their answer from an improper fraction back to a mixed number, and then probably reducing if they have to. So we have 3.5 times 2/5. So we know that 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 plus 1 is 7 over 2. 2/5 stays the same. 7 times 2 is 14. 2 times 5 is 10. So we got to change that to a mixed number. So 14 divided by 10. 10 goes into 14 one time. 14 minus 10 is 4. 4 is your numerator. Denominator stays the same. And then of course we can reduce. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So your answer is 1 2/5. So it doesn't matter if the mixed number is on the left or the right, you have to change it to an improper fraction before you multiply. Now you could have two mixed numbers. For example, 2 5/6 times 2 1/4. So you do not go 2 times 2 is 4 and have 5 24ths. You have to change each one to an improper fraction. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 plus 5 is 17 over 6. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9 over 4. So 17 times 9, they are going to have some bigger numbers, so they're going to have to probably do a problem off to the side to get the answer. 9 times 7 is 63. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 6 is 15. So they're going to have some pretty big answers. So now they're going to have to divide 153 by 24. So, 24 times 10 is 240. Let me try 24 times 9. 212, that's too much. So I'm going to try 6. And they may have to try a few numbers before they can come up with the right one. 6 times 4 is 24. Carry the 2. 6 times 2 is 12. Plus this 2 is 14. That'll work because 7 would have been too much. So, going to borrow from the 5. That becomes a 4. 13 minus 4 is 9. 4 minus 4 is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. So your remainder is 9, which becomes your numerator. And your denominator stays the same at 24. So we got 6 and 9 24ths, which of course can be reduced. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 24 divided by 3 is 8. And 6 stays the same. So your answer would be 6 and 3/8. So for this one, we had to change each mixed number to a improper fraction, multiply, and then change it back to a mixed number, and then reduce. And they are going to have some of these bigger problems now, since we've been working on these for a while. So hopefully the video will help them. Okay, here is their homework for tonight. Page, I'm not sure what page it is. I believe it's page 91. So let's try number 2. 2 1/8 times 1/4. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 1 is 17 over 8 times 1/4. 17 times 1 is 17, and 8 times 4 is 32. So 17 over 32 would be your final answer because 17 is prime and cannot be reduced. So number 2 is 17 over 32. Number 6, 2 1/5 times 3/7. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11 over 5 times 3/7. 11 times 3 is 33. 5 times 7 is 35. And you can't reduce those. 3 goes into 33, but 3 does not go into 35. 5 goes into 35, but not 33. So your final answer for number 6 would be 33 over 35. And let's try one more. Let's look at number 10. We got 1/6 times 3 1/3. This will stay the same. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10 over 3. 1 times 10 is 10. 6 times 3 is 18. Reduced by 2. And you get 5/9. And that one was for number 10. So these here, there doesn't seem that you have to change them back to a mixed number, but it's still pretty much the same concept as changing the mixed number to an improper fraction, multiplying, and reducing. Hopefully these helped, and they'll be working on chapter 1 this week, chapter 10, sorry, and their test is also this week.